Welcome back to Bloom Through Faith. This is part 2 of the um, Storytime series with Diamond. Super happy to have you here again. I know I just filmed a video and I mentioned we are going to be reading 2 at the start of that video, if you remember. So I just wanted to keep my promise and to share another book with you all. So let's jump right in. So this book is called The Treasure Box by Dave Keenan and Rahel Rompour-Bell. Hope I did not butcher the names. Sorry, guys. All right, let's get started. So it was written by Dave Keenan and illustrated by Rahel Rompour-Bell. Okay. I am always on the lookout. I look for special things to put in my special treasure box. I love the illustrations already. Look at the skyline and those trees and the water. Beautiful. Since the last time Grandpa visited, I have found many interesting and amazing things. A very round and very small rock, a green parachute guy who lost his parachute, a suit of dried skin a snake left behind, a tiny bird's nest that has blue yarn in it, a giant feather, and a very, 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 very straight stick. So here's the rock, the snake skin, what did she say here? The blue yarn, or no, the parachute guy who lost his parachute, the very straight stick, the feather, and then who can tell me what this is over here? What's this round thing? Can someone write in the comments what that is? I wonder what that is. And this is her special treasure box. That's why I'm waiting by the window. I know he'll like to see what I found. My collection of treasures is our secret. When Grandpa and Grandma arrive, I have to wait for them to drink their tea and talk forever with Mommy and Daddy. Her grandparents are walking to the house. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Nope. Let's keep going. Later, Grandpa and I sneak away. He takes a long time to get up the stairs. I'm slow but graceful like a cat, he says. Look at their cat. So silly. Grandpa always takes out his magnifying glass before I open the latch. What do we use a magnifying glass for? I guess he's going to use it to see. Maybe his eyes, as you all can see, he wears glasses. Maybe his eyes are really... his sight might be losing his sight. He's holding the snake skin. Funny face expression. I make him hold the snake skin, and even though he doesn't want to, he makes the funniest faces. Grandpa taps his watch and says, "It's time." We go for a walk to see if we can find any treasures. This is so cute. I love it. We collect things in his little blue hat. Grandpa finds a rusty spring in a doll's lost arm. I find a dirty marble and a cracked open robin's egg. We're putting everything in his cap. Did you guys ever do this with your parents or your grandparents, where, like now, or when you were younger? Seems so fun. These are perfect, I say. When Grandpa gets sick and can't visit, I spend time in my room looking at our collection. It reminds me of all his funny faces. I keep asking to go to Grandpa and Grammy's house, and one day we finally do. Grandpa has tubes in his nose, but he can still make funny faces. When nobody is around, I show him 2 new things I found for the treasure box. He likes them so much, he cries a little bit. So let's see what we have here. This looks like maybe a pine cone, and that's a key. The next time I see Grandpa, he's in a hospital. His room has a wide open door, beeping machines, and a sit-up bed, but he's sound asleep anyway. He just needs some rest, honey, Mom says. Before we go, I leave a few treasures. He'll know who brought them. Before we go, I leave a few treasures. He'll know who brought them. What do you guys see in this picture? What did she leave? What is she leaving on the bedstand for her grandpa? One day, Mommy and Daddy come to my room and tell me that Grandpa died. I don't say anything. I look out the window and pretend I can see him waving at me. I go with Mommy and Daddy to Grandpa's memorial, which is a sad party you have when someone dies. The grown-ups talk and talk and talk and talk. The grown-ups, oh, that's the other line. I just can't eat any of the tiny sandwiches. Instead, I stare at all the photos of Grandpa when he had lots of hair and smooth skin. I say goodbye to Grandpa in my heart. See the flowers, candlelight is lit, the photos of him in different eras of time, and maybe just different knickknacks on the table and more florals. I think it's interesting that she also has this perception because, for kids, they may not fully grasp and understand the memorial service. But you can tell that she does because, in a way, because she's in her mind, she understands that, okay, he's no longer here. There's all these people here. There's a gathering. As she said, it's a sad party. She is picking up people's, she's picking up and tuning into people's emotional states. Maybe she's noticing people crying, or just the atmosphere feels sad to her. And she's like, the grown-ups just talk and talk and talk and talk. So I wonder how maybe if funeral directors and let's say someone that's like I'm a trained ANELDA death doula, and I wonder if there's more of I'm trying to figure out how I'm like wanting to word this, but I'm wondering, for those who are, again, a doula, a death doula or end of life doula that's there to support the family, could maybe speak with the funeral directors, right? If this was at a funeral home, to be able to collaborate with them, and the doula being able to share what the family wants and what they need and what will be comfortable, so that maybe all people of all ages are able to really be present and really be able to experience the memorial service in different ways. So I wonder if there would be a way for children to be able to have a place within the memorial service where they can also grieve, or they can also feel that it's not just like this sad party for adults, but that there's a place for them in this as well. Okay, let's continue on. When we come home, I pull out my secret treasure box, but I don't undo the latch. I am too sad, and opening it would make it worse. It is a long time before Grammy comes back to visit. I watch her out of the window, and she waves. She is all alone now. I listen as she drinks tea with Mommy and Daddy. So as you all can see, she's going through her own process. All of her animal friends are near. They can sense her emotion and what she's going through and what she's experiencing and what she's processing. And she's, there with family, like listening in earshot. And, she sees her grandma alone, and her grandpa's not there anymore. And she's used to seeing them together and seeing them walk to the house together and in each other's company. And now she can, what she's seeing and what she's perceiving is now her Grammy's alone. Then Grammy comes to my room. Your grandpa gave me some things to give to you, she tells me quietly. She pulls out Grandpa's little blue hat, his magnifying glass, and his watch. He told me you would know what to do with them, she says. I nod. We saw these things earlier in the book, right? I pull out my secret treasure box and open it for the first time since I saw Grandpa at the hospital. This was our secret collection of little treasures, I tell Grammy. I show her the rusty spring and the doll's arm from Grandpa's last visit, plus some of Grandpa's favorites. I even show her the snake skin, which Grammy doesn't mind holding. So crinkly, she says. So in a way, they're bonding, and there's closure happening. And this is new for her because she's sharing something that was only something that she did with her grandpa. Like this was like their thing. And now that he's transitioned over, it's now opening this space that she can share with more next of kin. Like she can share with his beloved partner, which is her Grammy, you know, about their beautiful, beautiful treasures and their time together. Um, so, yeah, I sit in Grammy's lap. I miss his funny faces, I finally say. I do too, Grammy says. We sit and cry and think about Grandpa for a long time. I put the magnifying glass and watch in the treasure box, but not the little blue cap. We use it when we go for a walk to find interesting and amazing new things for our secret treasure box. This is beautiful. It's like she's able to experience this this loss, and she's able to experience this grief. And you saw at the end of the story that she was laying down and she was processing um, and also noticing other people's emotion and their processing. And then when her Grammy showed her like the things that her grandpa passed on to her, it was then this invitation that opened the door to now Grammy and the little girl being able to share this ongoing experience, going out into the world and into nature and finding these like interesting knickknacks and for their secret treasure box. I think that's the end of the story. Yeah, I feel like it was just a beautiful celebration and witnessing of a young child's love for their grandparents and just the memories that are there and what we experience with different people in our lives. And the book here says time with grandparents is the greatest treasure of all. Yes, because it's irreplaceable. It's so it's always there. It'll always be within. And I want to read what the author said here, Dave Keenan. As a young boy, Dave Keenan kept a wooden box under his bed filled with objects he collected from around his neighborhood. He used that memory for this story about celebrating the time his kids shared with their grandparents. He has written many books for kids. And then it goes on and on and on. I think it's so interesting that that's something that he did. You know, he collected objects in the neighborhood on walks with his partner, and also just as a kid, as a young boy. And also he passed that down to his children and the time that his kids shared with their grandparents. So it's really like this legacy and something that continues on over the generation and something that's highly treasured and highly valued. So yeah, it's very, I feel like this is a very beautiful book. I'm curious about you all's thoughts and how this landed for you. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend. If there's any bits or pieces within this book touched your heart or moved you or brought up any emotion, I would love to hear, and I would love for you to share in the comments if you feel called. And then if you subscribe, again, whenever I upload a new video, you will be notified. Sometimes with YouTube videos, if you're not subscribed and you don't hit that bell at the bottom of the notification button, you don't get notified. And so you won't know when some of your favorite content when your favorite YouTubers, I don't know what I was going to say, upload a video because you because you're not subscribed or you haven't clicked that notification bell. So yeah, I think that's all. Again, these videos will be weekly, every Friday. That is my hope. I am uploading these today on Monday, the 24th, today. So making them and uploading them today. So yeah, but going forward, they will be on Fridays, and I'm going to attempt to stay on a consistent schedule. So I look forward to reading again with you all soon. Thank you so much for being here. And if there's any books that you're interested in and would like me to read them, please share those titles in the comments. Thank you again for being in this space, and I am wishing you a beautiful day, afternoon, or evening wherever you are. Take good care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.